definitional thing you should explore what is a satellite town. So the idea behind developing a satellite town is you decongest your main metropolis and create certain counter magnets so that these counter magnets can absorb the growth, can absorb the population, and your central metropolis can be decongested. So that was the idea behind establishing these satellite towns. And we, in case of India, urban planners try to do this thing to decongest Delhi. And initially, it was seen as very successful project that Gurgaon is emerging, Noida is emerging, Faridabad is emerging, Sonipat is emerging. So there will be lot of growth, and there will be lot of economic clustering over there. New industries will come, new growth will happen, and it happened also. It happened. I mean, in case of Gurgaon, if you look at the story of the whole growth of Gurgaon, evolution of Gurgaon, it all started with the establishment of Maruti and Hero Honda. In case, it is the same story. If you look at any counter magnet or any satellite town of India, the story is almost same, and the plight of the farmers, it is almost same in all the satellite towns, whether you look at Gurgaon or Noida. So in Noida also, they use this land policy wherein they utilize their own section of the land acquisition policy, wherein they will give notice to the farmers that your land will be acquired by the government at these nominal prices, and then from the back door your builder will come and give you some more money than the land acquisition policy. And farmers were cheated in the sense that farmers were cheated during this phase, बिकॉज आपका जो लैंड एक्विजिशन पॉलिसी था उसमें बहुत ही नॉमिनल रेट मेंशनड है, एंड बिल्डर आके उससे थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा देता है और आपने अपना लैंड दे दिया है, एंड लेटर ऑन विद इन 2 years you realized कि you have been cheated. So it happened with the farmers of Gurgaon, it happened with the farmers of Noida, Sonipat, Bahadurgarh, and this area, Ghaziabad, Faridabad. So this one, as highlighted by also by the author, that plight of the farmer. So on the one hand, there are people who argues that these farmer have got lot of money because their land have went into this acquisition process, and they have got Fortuners, they have got everything, big SUVs, and they are spending money in marriages like of anything. That is a I mean emerging phenomena and discussed by Vasudevan in detail in almost all chapters, that how these people have got enough money in one go. But that is because I mean, again, your works, they don't have social capital and they don't have that networking how to utilize that money. So in one go, they got lot of money into their pockets, but they have no idea about investment. Specifically the farming community, let's say Yadav, Jat, Gujars. So these communities were related, I mean traditionally they were the farming community. So they suddenly became the nouveau riches. There is this French term nouveau riche, wherein you are a newly rich person but you have no social capital how to invest and utilize this money. So you got that money and you started constructing big houses, and you have started buying SUVs. So a farmer have no use of SUV. You are flaunting your new money, and their son and daughters wearing, I mean, big this golden chain, and taking license of a gun. Even Vasudevan had discussed this thing at length. How, I mean, the crime have increased in these new urban villages. So you have no idea about how to utilize and invest this money, and this money dried up within, I mean, a span of 4 to 5 years. I mean, they are going to malls, they are purchasing new equipments, and these malls infused a kind of consumerism in their mindset. So this is how urban villager have been cheated, and this has been discussed at very great length. And then later on, Dr. Hiba also talked about how we are trying to project certain cities as world class city, that how events, mega events like Formula 1 race, and the buzz that is created around that, you bring celebrities and you create a new kind of buzz for the community that is living around, and you ask them to come and purchase their flats and land and everything. So that mega event is seen as sign of that city. Let's say in Singapore you have that line from where the water is coming. In Paris you have Eiffel Tower. In Delhi we have India Gate or Lotus Temple. So we have certain signs which depicts your city. So when we want to show a city in travel tourism or anywhere, we particularly show certain signs of a city. Let's say Sydney का एक particular हॉलमार्क है, ऐसे ही यूएस में एम्पायर टावर है आपका न्यूयॉर्क के लिए। तो हर सिटी का अपना एक बहुत यूनिक वो है। अगर आप बेंगलोर की बात करेंगे तो उनका है। तो इसी केस में वर्ल्ड क्लास सिटी इन मेकिंग, आई मीन देर इज़ ए वोल प्लेथरा ऑफ लिटरेचर ऑन दिस। देर इज़ this person called Bhaviskar who have studied this thing very beautifully, and she talks about bourgeois environmentalism, wherein this says ki in the name of giving a city a world class city, you are basically eliminating the poor people. You are not creating infrastructure for the poor and middle class. Basically you are creating golf course, you are creating these mega events, Formula 1. What kind of Formula 1 is helpful to me as a citizen, as a civic person of that city? I mean, if we should question this kind of urban planning, wherein the lower caste, lower class is not in the part of the mega development projects. So you are not creating cyclable, walkable roads. Instead, you are creating these mega events, mega structures. Let's say Signature Tower, this golf course road. So again there is this very important author called David Harvey. He talks about right based approach to the city system, and his idea is that we should look at the city from the social justice point of view. At the end of the day, all these resources belong to us. The water of the city belong to us, the air of the city belong to us. It is our resources, but the resources are going somewhere else. Your water is going to the swimming pools, your water is going to the hotels, your water is going to these events like Formula 1 रेस. तो उसका गोल्फ कोर्स के वाटर में इतना यूज़ करके मुझे एज ए सिटीजन क्या ज़रूरत है? सो वी आर नॉट मूविंग टुवार्ड्स सस्टेनेबिलिटी.
Hello everyone. Here I am going to review a chapter from the book Urban Villages. This one is the old economy of Greater Noida. जहाँ इस कैटेगरी में वो बताती हैं कि किस तरह से जो ग्रेटर नोएडा की इकोनॉमी थी वो पहले कैसी थी और उसके बाद उसमें क्या क्या चेंजेस आए थे. जिस तरह से उन्होंने सेकेंड हेडिंग में बताया, हाउ हैज़ द रूरल इकोनॉमी इन ग्रेटर नोएडा चेंज्ड आफ्टर लैंड एक्विजिशन, जहाँ पर वो बताती हैं, लोगों से बात करके उनके एक्सपीरियंस को शेयर करती हैं कि किस तरह से जब गवर्नमेंट ने उन जो फार्मर्स के लैंड था उसको लेने की कोशिश करी थी, जब लैंड एक्विजिशन हुआ था तो किस तरह से फार्मर्स को कॉम्पनसेशन के थ्रू गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ कॉम्पनसेट करा था थ्रू मनी, और किस तरह से वो जो मनी थी वो उनके किस तरह काम आई, उससे उस पैसे से उनको कुछ फ़ायदा हुआ या कुछ नुकसान हुआ, जो उन्होंने फार्मर से इंटरव्यू करके उनके स्टेटमेंट्स को इस चैप्टर में मेंशन करा.
नाउ द नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटर अमित सिंह.
हेलो एवरीवन. ग्रेटर नोएडा प्लान किया गया इस हिसाब से कि जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स आसपास के इलाकों में हैं, जो मेगा सिटीज़ आसपास हैं, उनको वो एड्रेस करे. जैसे दिल्ली में अभी शुभ आए थे और उन्होंने कहा कि गुड़गांव में कैसे पानी यहाँ तक भर जाता है एक छोटी सी बारिश होने पे. तो ग्रेटर नोएडा ने उसको एड्रेस करने की कोशिश की कि कैसे सीवेज सिस्टम ऐसा बनाया जाए कि वहाँ पे जो प्लानिंग है सिटी की वो सस्टेनेबल रहे, बारिश होने के बाद भी वो डूब ना जाए.